I'm just walking in Brooklyn. I'm going down the street here past the school. 10,000 Steps Sunday. Quick update after about 8 months of weightlifting, 1 to 2 times a week. I can lift 135 on my own. Um, I'm working on deepening the workout so that it's good for uh, lower, middle, and upper body as I reactivate my core. Because I've been so sedentary for so long. I have my teeth, see? And my implants. I'm in the parking lot of the school now. I'm just crossing over past the church and the chapel and the rectory um, to work on my 10,000 steps. I think there's a service going on now. It's quite amazing when I walk by. I'm always kind of humbled by the fact that the parking lot's always full on Sunday Mass at this church. Um, Again, there are a lot of service workers and working families and immigrants even that come to this school. So I'm gonna walk down for a while, maybe over to Marshall's, and then just back home. And I have to get a lot of paperwork done. I have to farm all my data for the classes. That's my classroom up above on the third floor. I can point to it, I guess. That's my classroom up there. But I teach math. So enjoyed this quick walk through Brooklyn. Um, if you've been following me, my workout, again, I just, based on my own good judgment and from what other people have told me, and just, being very conservative about it, actually, like prevent it, because I don't want to get injuries at my age, because it takes a while longer to recover. I mean, I have a sore back from, sitting too much. And so, like, for example, yesterday I did a 20-minute stretch and a 10-minute stretch after the treadmill, because I'm reactivating my core, and I just have all this visceral fat around my stomach, or my abdomen and torso. So I can really feel like the toxins process as I like wake up my core again, because I still have my muscles there from running the marathons. So we're passing the school. But just remember to use your own good judgment. I can't afford a trainer, so I just, I'm doing interval training on the treadmill. I start with farmer's carries. I just, that helps reactivate your core and the muscles all around your torso. I lowered the weight a little bit, like 5 pounds, because of my back. But you also have to align, your lower back and your pelvic tilt and activate your. You're supposed to contract your stomach and your glutes with these farmer's carries. So again, it's a learning process. I wasn't a gym rat, Hey, how's it going? Hi, Rose. Hi, 18. Again, I'm just talking about my 8 months of working out. You can see I've been posting a lot of workout videos, not much juggling. But the top jugglers, really pro world class. I mean, I was like semi-pro because I was making a living at it, but I didn't get the contracts for like Vegas or the big circuses. So, but they told me weightlifting did help their juggling, did help their careers. So, you just need a lot of reps, because juggling is a catch and release, and it's a much more complex physical activity than weightlifting. So it made my juggling a lot worse until I worked through some issues with, the back arch. I mean, I wasn't much of a dancer, but proper posture and the right lines. I mean, certainly when you become a juggler, you think about these things as well as you work on these group. So what was I saying? So I was saying this farmer's carries 20-minute stretch because of the back. Treadmill intervals for just 2K. I have to work on my breathing again and my VO2 max. And then did some more stretching and, just ab works, push-ups. Then then continue with the heavier and shorter farmer's carries. Again, the load, I was really feeling it yesterday, like it was reactivating through the core to the legs and feet. So I'm probably doing it right. And then, I don't know, lat pull downs, butterflies. Butterflies are good for activating the chest before you do bench when it's arm day. Thanks for your follows and likes. Hi, India. But butterflies, dumbbell press. And then I usually end with like 20 to 25 minutes of bench, being like incline, decline, and flat bench. And that's my basic workout. Believe it or not, I kind of get lost when I'm at the gym, so it's a 2.5 hour workout. Yeah, 2.5 hours. So I'm trying to do that 2 to 3 times a week. But I mean, I have the endurance. I just don't have the power yet. So yeah, just build up in 5-pound intervals per month, 5 to 10 pounds per month. And I mean, when I started, I was benching less than 100 pounds. So. All right, I hope you're having a good day. I'm gonna flip around. We're gonna walk through Brooklyn down to Marshalls, I think. Please follow and subscribe. What else do we have here? India Martinez, Lalith KG, 18MD Serum, and Rose. All right, I'm gonna flip it. So yeah, if you can follow and sub. Came to mind, since you're listening to a live chat, was I remembered seeing these kids like doing much more weight than me at the gym, and then these Russian older men who could do like 3 plates, like bench press 300 pounds. So you know, that's humbling and awe-inspiring. That's amazing. But if you're like some 15-year-old kid and you can like bench more than me, it's like, all right, enough already. All right, you know, go home, have your dinner. But and that's fine. But the point is that I remembered in high school not being very weak to go to football, but you like and sub. All right, thanks. Have a good one. But I couldn't bench at all. I was very asthmatic and very short. And I was semi-athletic, like I was a pitcher. I was an all-star pitcher. But when you're standing at the mound, that's different biomechanics than running or weightlifting. So, yeah. So I remember just being crushed by the bar when he had a 100-pound challenge during like the physical fitness test. It's very old school. They had like stations, push-ups, sit-ups, long jumps, pegboard, you know, traditional gym stuff. Here comes one of these old Chinese lady can collectors. You got these families and they like really don't care about Papa. They really don't care about grandma. And they spend like 5 to 8 hours. And sometimes they're even leaving good homes. And they just go around the streets collecting cans. There are several of them here in Brooklyn. And I don't know if it's tradition or not. I don't know if it's tradition, but don't you take care of your mother, or like can you just relax and put on some tea? Like, you know, mother used to bring me snacks and food when I was studying. Like, I don't understand the can collector grandmas in the Chinese community. There are quite a few, and they always have the old broom handle so they can balance it and they can collect like, it's not even that much, you know. In New York it's a nickel per can, so it's like $20 for the day. Is it that the husband's retired and the grandchildren are gone? Like, wouldn't you rather put grandma on a cruise? Like, she wanders the street 5 to 8 hours, I'm not even kidding you, collecting recycled cans. It's a weird Brooklyn thing. I miss my mom. My mom was Asian. She wasn't Chinese, but I digress. So the 10,000 steps, I have a success rate of 91 days out of 109. And so I keep the stats on that. I'm averaging about 11,000 steps per day. I'm trying to manage it between 2 and 3 walks per day, because if you just walk for 20 minutes, 3 times a day, you hit that amount. It's about 100 steps a minute, guys. And yeah, So work has been a bit stressful, but with my health improving through these workouts, um, it should be a much more pleasant spring. For example, I've got more spring in my step, and I have a lot more energy than I did a year ago. Again, um, approaching 21st Avenue. Some cars smashed that pretty hard. Those bricks are bent. Lolly G. Lolly. Lolly G HKG says I'll have to go to football. Well, it's gonna rain here in Brooklyn. I don't know if you're a local, but it's gonna be possible light rain all afternoon. I never understood how football and soccer played in the rain and snow or rain. Baseball players don't do that. I think we're gonna pass the comic book house. I forgot it was here on 85th. All right, let me show you the iconic comic book house. Other news in my amazing life here. I brought my e-bike in. I finally saved up the money for an e-bike. And I should have just bought an electric bike or gone to like a Skyway moped. But I went to Verrazano, and this Korean guy, Tom Kim, who had bought parts for him before, or locks, said he'd give me a good deal, like $500 off or $600 off. So it was still almost $2,000 for this e-bike at the time. It was years ago. But it's been running like shit. I mean, the motor died. And then the reason my back is sore is one of the reasons is I had to schlep the comic books from 23rd Street to the Grand Bazaar uphill. It was brutal. So the motor had died. But if you want to check out this famous house, it's got old Americana, a lot of Americana and signs, and comic book stuff and American culture. Oh, there is Elvis in Maryland. Betty Boop, Batman, Humphrey Bogart, Blues Brothers, Dracula, Wizard of Oz, Nathan's hot dog signs, U.S. Marine Corps, Beware of Dog. Makes me wonder if this is like a Americana museum. Steve's Playland. It's Halloween all week. Wow, prayers before battle. This is the Mohicans. Knight in shining armor, a Tin Man. I don't know if this is an Americana museum as well. Is that Gandalf, the wizard? Uncle Sam. I was reading on the internet. It was Sam Wilson was a supplier during the war of 1812. So they stamped the boxes or the cargo something U.S. and then they said, well, what does it stand for? And they said something instead of United, they'd say Uncle Sam. So Uncle Sam's gift box has arrived. Hence the cartoon character in the late 1800s, even in newspapers, would have Uncle Sam doing things for political commentary cartoons. All right, hope you enjoy your football practice or football game. It's a little, or maybe you mean soccer. As I guess spring training is happening for soccer and baseball, huh? All right. But, yeah, I'll keep going. I mean, I don't have my running stride back, but with my intervals, I've been doing like last 1/10 of a mile with reopening up the strike and full recovery, which I used to do in the marathon. I had like 6 mile per hour pace, which is like 10 mile. I'm sorry, 6. Am I saying this right? Yeah, 6 miles. That's 10 miles. 10 minutes per mile. 6 mile per hour pace, which isn't very fast. But that's my overall marathon pace. I think it was 10:33 was my fastest time. And that included walks and water and Gatorade breaks and or goo or whatever I was feeling with. You just have to get into the zone. But again, my breath control is not what it used to be. And it has paid its dividends on setting up this schedule for weightlifting. We're on 20. Hey, 5, thanks for likes and subs. But we're going to walk down to Marshall's and walk back. All right, so we're going down to 18th. So, yeah. It's windy and said it's possible light rain. But it's nice to you work within when you're juggling and you're a juggler. At least it's been this way for me for decades. So you set goals for yourself, and you reward yourself with success. The human body and the human mind allow that. But I just didn't realize with working out as you're older that farmer's carries, basic posture alignment is quite important for your health and for recovery. So again, if you just arrived, as I learned to reactivate my core with some sit-ups and leg lifts and stuff, when you get older, yeah, I highly recommend walking or light jogs. I highly recommend it. Because for centuries, if not millennia, the human body did it for a living as farmers or as hunter-gatherers. There was quite a lot of upright movement. So if you work with a computer, you got to, or like in my job as a math teacher, I have to sit down a lot. So I even try to stand in class when I can and pace around the perimeter to manage it, because by the end of the day, I'm between 5,000 and 6,000 steps too. But just being Homo erectus, just being erect, Homo sapiens, should it's good for your overall health, and I think it's good for longevity. It's good for overall health, head to toe. All right. So what does that mean, 10,000 steps? I thought about it when I made it my New Year's resolution. If it's about 100 steps a minute, that means 100 minutes. So it's less than 2 hours that you have to be walking and erect per day. And if you're jogging or doing any light jogging, that's done in a half an hour, right? If you can do 10,000 steps in a light jog. But I'm not back there yet, you know. I'm not there yet. I was thinking of going to the beach and starting boardwalk miles. That mile that I used to walk on the beach. So when it gets warmer, I'm going to try it. Even if it's at a snail's pace. As long as it's a light jog. Because I remember when I was super fat. I mean, I've lost 50 pounds before. But when I was crazy overweight, I remember just shuffling my feet along. It didn't matter the pace, but I remember like wanting to keep going to the next lamppost, watching my breathing and just making it enjoyable, just tricking my mind with either music or with happy thoughts, you know. Because when you get to the point beyond sadness, beyond depression or self-pity, you can train your mind to, I run 5 marathons. Train your mind to not have negative thoughts about yourself, you know, and about whatever external forces, human or whatever happened to you, your human interactions, not to It's beyond that. It's beyond external emotions. You have to find that in yourself, I think, sometimes. But the ultimate goal is not just fitness and losing 50 pounds. It's to run another marathon for my father. My father passed away. He was in the Navy. And Dad was never a macho military man. He was a good man, lawyer. Question and answer. Have a favorite spoon? A favorite spoon. It's a favorite spoon. Fernando Yamazaki. Konbanwa from... No, it's same time zone, right? Brazil. So, konnichiwa. Ikaga desu ka? So, it is noon here in New York. We made it to 18th Avenue. So, I'm going to make a left here. And going to Marshall's. Hey, Fernando, what's up? Are you half Japanese or is that quarter Japanese? You're in Brazil? Forgot that there's an Asian community in Brazil that's Japanese. I always think of Chinese or Ecuadorian or in Brazil. Brazil's Rio, right? So in my latest video, I played the Duran Duran song Invisible because I woke up thinking of Genesis and Invisible Touch. Maybe it's because of there's a sign when you enter the weight room that if you're 12 to 17, you need to pass a special test to use the weight room without an adult. So I just remembered walking through the weights with these young people lifting more weight than I could. And just putting my head down, just doing my thing. But sometimes very impressive builds on these kids. Like they started weightlifting young. I didn't have that at all. I remember it in high school, like I was saying, the 100-pound test being crushed. But some kids, it was easy. They already, at age 15 or 14, done a year or two of weightlifting. They wanted to be on soccer or football varsity. It's like, yo, I had nothing like that as a kid. Nobody taught me. And some of my friends, they just taught themselves how to weightlift or how to do handstands or gymnastics. As their bodies developed. But Marshall's. I'm going to go around this side on the 18th Avenue to see what's up. There used to be some graffiti on this wall at the Bensonhurst mural. Painted over. It was a really impressive tag. This was like 70s style script, graffiti type block script. Wow, they painted over that old mural. Alright. Hanging out. Alright, I'm going to sign off when we get to Marshall's. Be an all-you-can-eat Star Market, but it's not. Alright, so we made it to 18th and 86th. Can I zoom in with the YouTube? Yeah. Alright. So I'm gonna go to Marshall's, pick up some snacks or whatever's on sale, and then I'm gonna hit the bank, go home, and do my math work. Thanks for the likes and follows, and have a wonderful Sunday. It's April 19th, 2026.